On the 29th of May 2024, Hansi Flick became the new head coach of Football Club Barcelona. The initial reaction was positive, but a lot of people still had Xavi in their minds, who basically got kicked out of the club. This felt wrong in the heart of the culés, because Xavi is an all-time legend and great coach, who joined in a very difficult period, and managed to win La Liga in his first full season. Expectations for Flick were high from the start, but we can easily say now that he exceeded all our expectations already. But not everything has gone so smoothly. In this video, I will tell you the exact problem with Hansi Flick's Barca. My name is Dario, I make FC Barcelona content, and if you want to be an even bigger Barca fan, make sure to subscribe to my channel and like the video if you enjoy it. But how can you say that there is a problem with this Barca team? They won their first 7 out of 8 La Liga games, are in first place and are scoring goal after goal. They lost against Osasuna, but that was because they were playing with the B team. Well, it is not a problem with Hansi Flick himself or his tactics. It is a problem that Barca has had for years now, namely injuries. The injury list of Barca is very long, and this is a serious problem and a potential season killer. I always thought that Barca had this many injuries because they weren't on a good enough level physically. In last season, for example, we saw a lot of injuries and the team seemed exhausted at times. This is something that Hansi Flick has improved significantly, but the problem is still there. Even worse, the amount of injuries increased. Dani Olmo, Ter Stegen, Christensen, Araujo, Fermin, Gavi and Bernal are all injured still. These players are all potential first team players, which is a crazy thing to think about. But does this affect the team performance? Yes, of course. You can already see that Barca has been struggling more after losing Olmo. He fitted in perfectly and scored 3 goals in 3 matches. Ter Stegen's loss has been huge as well. I don't want to discredit Peña, but he is nowhere near the level of Ter Stegen. Luckily, the club brought in Szczesny, who will likely start off on the bench, but in my opinion, he will be the first team goalkeeper rather quickly. We can cover every individual player and state that their loss will be huge, but we are not going to do that. We are going to look at the area that is most impacted with all the injuries, and that is the defense. Barca has conceded 11 times out of the 14 games they played, including pre-season. The only times they didn't concede was in the 7-0 win over Valladolid, the 1-0 win against Getafe, and the 5-0 win against Young Boys. But the fact that Osasuna can score 4 against us shows that there is something missing. And in my opinion, this is pace. We are missing pace. See, Hansi Flick loves to play with the offside trap, which is a tactic that is great when it goes right. And in most matches so far, we have seen it work out well in a lot of cases. But in every game there are 1 or 2 circumstances where one of the defenders miss times which prevents the attackers from being offside. When this is the case, we are missing the pace to keep up with the attackers. I love Inigo Martinez and appreciate how good he has been this season, replacing Araujo and Christensen. But he is missing out on the pace in defense. I think that this tactic would be so much better if Araujo is back. Then the defense consists of a right back that can't get dribbled past, one of the fastest left backs in the world, an insane youngster who possesses Xavi-like passing and is amazing in defense too, and to top it all off with a Uruguayan beast who will slide tackle Vinicius back to Brazil and happens to be quite fast as well. So should we just wait for Araujo to return then and all our problems will be solved immediately? No, of course not. Araujo is just an extra asset who will fit perfectly in this system that Flick is creating. But we need as many players available as possible. This gives us room to rotate more and prevent cases like the Osasuna game of happening again. Frenkie de Jong can play an important role in this as well. Casado has been amazing, but Frenkie under Flick can be a different beast. His pace and intelligence can help with the offside trap too, and he is actually one of the fastest players in the team. often finishing first in the sprint against players like Dembele or Balde, but adding him to the mix will be an extra ingredient to this insane boil that Hansi Flick is cooking. When you combine squad depth with the tactics and physical preparation of Flick, plus the individual qualities of all players and amazing Kool-Aid supporting them, I see a world-class team. And to be honest, who is stopping that team this season? There are not many teams that will, mark my words. Let me know your thoughts about this issue in the comments down below and if Barca will overcome it. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe. And also check out this video if you want to know why Barca will win the Champions League.